Dear friends, mm, this video and the next coming videos, the main focus will be on CTM planning engine. The main focus will be on the understanding of CTM engine, the CTM profile, how to configure CTM, the difference between CTM and any other planning engines of APO. I mean to say the heuristic optimizer and CTM. The common problems we face when we configure CTM or when we run CTM, and the solution part. So the coming the this video, the current video, the main focus is on the basic understanding of CTM engine and a brief introduction of CTM profile. If you look at any planning engine that's not specific to CTM or that's not specific to TPO, if you look at any ERP or any planning engine, uh, we take some inputs that is in form of the master data, and we take some inputs in form of transaction data like some orders, and every planning engine has its own algorithm. Based on the algorithm and the inputs in terms of master data and transaction data, the planning engines do some kind of calculation and the output, and it produce some output, and the output is in form of some orders uh, that goes to any system, and which is basically the output of planning engine. If you look at the MRP run, it's also a planning engine. If you look at now let us come to CTM engine. Like any other engine, it takes the master data from APO, and master data stores it is stored in database tables in APO, and it takes the transaction data which is stored in live cache. This is the main difference in APO. The master data is stored in database tables, whereas transaction data it is stored in live cache. The main advantage of storing the data in live cache is the processing is fast. If you look at the planning engine like MRP and ERP, everything is stored in database tables, so the speed is low. So SAP APO has come up with the idea of live cache, in which the planning takes place. I mean, the all calculation takes place, and it's faster. It's faster than any other environment we have in SAP, whether it's ERP or something. So like any other engine, it takes the data in form of master data and transaction data from APO, from database tables as well as from live cache. Now the algorithm, it's a technical word. From functional point of view, we can say some strategies. So uh, so strategies, the strategies is stored in CTM profile, which we will see in the next slide in briefly and probably in detail in more in some coming videos. So we have strategies. We define the strategy in CTM profile, and we do some kinds of customization in SPRO. So the inputs in form of strategies come from CTM profile, and CTM customization comes to CTM engine, and the input data in form of master data and transaction data comes to CTM engine. So based on the input from CTM profile and the database table, the master data and transaction data, some calculations takes place, in which it sometimes it deletes the existing orders and do the replanning, or sometimes, or we can say in addition to deletion of data, it creates some new orders. The output of CTM, which is in form of the orders, in form of purchase equation or plan orders, it goes back to live cache again. So this is a small description of the small brief of how the CTM engine works. Now let us take a small introduction of CTM profile. If you look at the CTM profile in system, which we'll see in next video, it's composed of various tabs. If you see, it's like metal master in ECC. In metal master in ECC, we have various tabs. In some tabs, we have some MRP specific data, and in sub tabs, it has some purchases is for specific information is available over there. The same way in CTM profile, we have various tabs that has some kinds of settings available, or that has some kinds of uh, data available, which will be used for calculation purpose, for the output of the CTM engine. The first tab, which is called planning run, it does not have anything and it does not have much information. From this tab we execute the CTM run. And the second tab, it's the important tab. It's we call it planning scope, in which we define in which version, whether active version or simulation version, the planning should takes place, or CTM run should takes place. We also defines over here what all demands and supply element will be used for CTM. That will be in form of orders. I mean, what all categories should be, what all categories of demand and supply should be used for CTM profile for the CTM. And we also define the time stream. In time stream, we define the horizon from into which the demands and supply element should be considered, from date and 2 days, we can say. And the third tab, strategy tab, this is as important tab. It has the information of what all orders should be selected. I mean, the first filter we already have done in planning scope in terms of order category, and the second filter is over there. We can have many orders which may have the pagging and which may not be having the pagging. So from here we can define whether the order selection of demand and supply, the orders will be use all orders, or it should be we should use only those orders which doesn't have pagging. And what all orders should be deleted is also we defined over here. I mean to say, system should delete all orders, or it should delete only non-fixed orders. We also defined a mini strategy which is storage at target location. Let's say there is a manufacturing plant, and it has a constraint of storage. So from here we can do the settings. So whenever the metal is created or product is created, we should directly go to target location. I mean, the storage should be done at a target location, not at source location. We also define here the scheduling direction, whether it should be backward or forward, and also the pegging thing, whether the pegging should be fixed or dynamic. The main advantage of using CTM is the pegging part, which is not available in any other engine of APO, or either whether it is heuristic or optimizer. So the advantage of using CTM is the pegging part. Pegging, we can say, in general terms or layman terms, is the relationship of demand and supply. I mean, we can see which supply element is attached to which demand element. We'll see in detail probably in next videos. The next tab is has information of aggregation. Uh, so let's say aggregation of demand and supply elements and demand elements. So let's say we have demand elements like forecast and sales order. So here we will define whether we should be planning each demand element separately, or we should club two or more than two demand elements, and then thus the planning should be done. So that kind of setting is defined in aggregation tab. So the next the tab is demand tab, where we define the prioritization of demand. This is also a uh, good thing with the CTM that is not available in other planning engines. The demand prioritization. In this tab, where we can define how the prioritization of demand should take place, whether it should be based on the category. Like we have two categories, sales order and forecast. So we can put over here that thus sales order should be giving first priority, and forecast, it means in this case sales order will be planned first and then forecast. We can also define the strategies like material availability date. So whichever demand is first, it should be fulfilled, and then the next demand. The next tab is the supply tab, where we define how the categorization of supply should takes place. And we also defined some settings over here for safety stock, how the safety stock planning should be done. And the last tab, which is important also, with the setting part. So the main thing with the setting tab is, we will have to define over here whether the CTM planning should be bucket oriented planning, or it should be continuous planning, time continuous planning. The difference will between bucket oriented and continuous planning is the continuous time continuous planning use time continuous resources in form of PPDS resources or PPDS mass data. But bucket oriented planning uh, uses bucket master data, like SNP master data, or SNP, like SNP, SNP PPM or SNP PDS. We also defined some strategies of how the output of uh, CTM should be considered to R3, and how it should be considered, how it should be integrated with R3. So it's a small we can say brief introduction of CTM profile. The next slide, or the we can say next video, will be explaining everything in detail. For any queries pertaining with CTM, you can always email me on sapprofessionals.in@gmail.com. Okay, thank you.